Hey everybody, welcome to Gootz's Wrestling Pod. I am your host, Ray Gootz, and I'm here with Kyle Lewis. Kyle, how are you this Friday night?
I'm okay. Just chilling. Just finished watching SmackDown, and I can't wait for WrestleMania. Not because I'm excited, in particularly for WrestleMania, but I just don't want to deal with this build anymore. I just want to get to the show.
So tonight, Pat McAfee said he had a massive surprise. Everyone thought it was The Rock. The Rock,
Oh, did they? I was like, I
yeah,
didn't think he was gonna do anything special.
the Rock is just sitting pretty, waiting to have a meeting with Ariel Emanuel to get Triple H fired. That's all he's doing because every time like there's a surprise, like the internet, like bro, every week if I want to fuck with Triple H, every week I'd have Pat McAfee just say, "I'm gonna have a surprise," because people are just gonna be like, "Oh, it's The Rock," and that's how you destroy Triple H. Like they always think it's me, and it should be me, but I'm not coming back as this fucking loser. Um, oh, we got to talk about Triple H in a second, but
Yeah, I
Pat
was about to say.
McAfee said he had a big surprise, and the internet was like, "Oh, they're gonna pivot, they're gonna fix this angle." As we all know, I don't think it happened. Yeah, it didn't happen when we recorded last episode. Pat McCaffrey is the man that was talking to Randy Orton on the phone. And, that makes sense. And Pat McCaffrey came out as my big surprise is 25% off tickets that he plugged Dodge Ram, but it's only for Saturday, which
Yeah.
is the inferior card. I want to go to WrestleMania still. I hope the bill gets worse because I want ticket prices to plummet. I want to go to Sunday because of Roman Punk. That's the match I want to see. But 25% of Saturday, the internet was aghast, livid. Then Pat Maga Craftry, which is what CM Punk told him on Monday, asked CM Punk where that money is going. He's making off TKO, basically calling him a hypocrite. And then, of course, all the Blue Sky users, who are the smartest fans in the world, are like, I wonder if CM Punk's going to get mad and beat him up. And it's like, here in WWF, they clear things ahead of time. So he probably knew that he had that coming and okayed it because they're not going to have a situation like AEW did. But maybe I'm wrong, and he'll beat the shit out of Pat McAfee at WrestleMania, and it'll be great. Um, I saw the little bit I saw. I didn't hate it. I think people are kind of overreacting to this Pat McAfee thing. Last week I didn't, but now that I saw the promo today, I'm like, he's trying. He's not like mailing it in. I just think people wanted it to be the. I think people wanted it to be the Rock, and they wanted or. I mean, realistically, if we're taking the hints, it's either Bob Orton, The Rock, Ted DiBiase, or Vince McMahon. And the only one that would make anyone satisfied is The Rock, and I don't think it's going to be The Rock. So you can't. I would like Hulk Hogan to come back from the dead in his 1985 version and win the belts, but that this is not a comic book. I can't. I can hope for that the rest of my life. It's not going to happen. So I don't think it's that bad. But what do you think of this Pat McCaffrey crap?
I mean, there's no more surprises unless there's a huge. The only way I can see The Rock showing up is at the show unannounced, either showing up in night one, night two. He's kind of in a perfect spot where he could be in either main event or both main events,
Mm.
depending on what they want to do with him. I did. He was the last person on my mind. I would have lost money if someone would told me that Pat McAfee was the person.
Who is you? Oh, Pat McCaffrey with the Rock. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that he was the guy that Randy Orton was talking to. I would have lost money, like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I like I thought it was gonna be Shane McMahon. Like I wasn't really excited for any of the choices. Like I thought it was gonna be like a Shane or a Rock or a Vince, and it's not me just being jaded. It's just like okay, cool. Because they set up the whole family thing. Ric
Yeah.
Flair, if he was out of the contract, but he's not out of the contract. Um, but and Pat McAfee, to his credit, does a great job on the mic. I don't think anyone has a problem with his promo skills or anything like that. I just don't think this is what people wanted. I think you had Randy Orton and Cody. I mean, I guess because they're not selling tickets, they really did a big pivot. But you had Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. You had the history. You had this blood feud already. That blood segment when Randy attacked him. I think people just wanted more of that. And they kind of gave that this week, they gave that blood feud to Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, which to me has no real like energy to it personally. It's just two people that are like forcing a fight, in my opinion, with that match. So just adding Pat McAfee, and there was a lot more Jelly Roll this week, and like these guys are in the top storyline. Like if they were in the fucking Danhausen storyline, fine. But the Trick Williams, Sami Zayn storyline, cool. But they're in the world title main event storyline, and it's just not clicking for me. Maybe someone out there likes it, but seeing
I
this
mean,
comments online, I don't know. I feel like the crowd wasn't even that into it. Whenever you watch it, the Cody Pat McAfee like face off, they're making like little shots at each other, and like how Pat had to go home. Pat McAfee said something about, "Oh, we know you like to be an elite who walks away from things," to Cody Rhodes when Cody left the ring. He said a line that they kept trying to cut. He was like, "Go stick your head in between like Triple H's cheeks." And like, how does it smell? How does it taste? Like things like that. Like things that I was like, okay, cool. But you could tell like whoever was trying to block it, WWE or USA or both, the screen kept going black. They kept trying to stop whatever he was going a little too far. But it just I don't know. For me, it's not moving it. It's not moving the story. Like I don't
yeah,
care that Jelly Roll getting his ass beat.
and I think like because I feel like now Randy Orton was a non-factor because Pat McCaffrey's been doing all the talking the last 2 weeks, and CM
Yeah.
Punk is screaming at Pat McCaffrey, not at Randy Orton, with his pipe bomb on Monday. The most logical person for this guy to be, and the most emotional payoff would be Ted DiBiase Jr. He was found innocent. You can theoretically put him on TV, and he is the most with the most history. He could be a guy that's been on the phone, Randy Orton, being like, "Fuck him," like he like stole our spots, this, that, and the third. Um, I just don't know if Ted DiBiase is good on the mic as Pat McCaffrey, and obviously there's the negative publicity of that this guy probably swindled people, but he was found innocent, which would be my
Mhm.
defense if I
I
used it.
mean, they don't seem to care about people in court cases anyway.
Yeah, once they think you're guilty, you're guilty.
Okay.
But is no even if no one wants to like what evidence did the jury see? That doesn't matter. They already think he's guilty because but because he's a right wing religious guy, so he's obviously guilty of whatever they're accusing him of. I mean, I didn't look at the case. Maybe he is guilty. I don't know, but like he was found innocent.
Mhm.
And my whole thing is though is he makes the most sense to me, and he made in this spot, and I think people would have. I think there's still a portion of the internet that would have got mad, but he makes the most sense to me. Pat McCaffrey doesn't, and you probably could have given him a lot of this stuff. You could have had CM Punk call him like a fucking, he bought his way. His dad bought his way to innocence. If they could probably get away with that, and there's things you could have done with him. He would have made the most sense, and this doesn't make any sense.
No.
I think Pat McCaffrey. You know what? You know what would be great because I think Pat
What?
McCaffrey tried to make this a running bit. If Adam Cole was in this spot. It was Adam Cole versus Randy Orton, and Pat
I
McAfee comes in.
I did think about Adam Cole and the whole Undisputed Era feud. I mean,
They
obviously
had
that wasn't happening, but
yeah, they had great chemistry, so it would make sense if Adam Cole was the champ. Pat McAfee comes. That would make total sense. It's like I fucking hated you since the pandemic, you skinny bitch. I'm gonna, that would have made sense. But like, this just it doesn't hit. Um, they're trying to blame Ari Emanuel. Here's the thing. This is the thing. I think Ari Emanuel said give Pat McCaffrey a big role at WrestleMania. I don't think he said I want Pat McCaffrey to be the guy on the phone. I don't
hmm
think he pays attention to the show that hard. I think he just the order was he's got to do something at Mania. There's a lot of things they could have he could have been. You could have made the an 8-man tag, Usos, LA Knight, and someone else. Maybe fucking Dragon Lee. I don't know. Versus Pat McCaffrey, I Show Speed, and the Vision. That would have been a place to put him in. So there was a lot of play. He could have been the referee for Gunther, Seth Rollins. There's a lot of place. I think the decree was just make him a feature part of WrestleMania. I think Triple H did this to fuck with TKO.
oh, I don't know. It's I've seen the rumors that it was an Ari Emanuel thing. It just all could be a big Unreal thing. Like the thing about WWE now is we don't know what's real, what's fake, and that's what they absolutely love about it. because you're getting all sections of the internet. You're getting the smart fans, the regular fans. They're calling people marks and mentioning the IWC on TV, which they did this week. Which, in my eyes, when the fans in the arena are just like, what? Because they're not all on the internet, which I think they forgot for a little bit. Um, it's like going to a comedy show and like you have people being like, you suck for whatever, or trying to troll your bits. And then the 10, 15 second bits that they see of you, and then you go, you crush 20 minutes. A stranger of mixed left, right, middle people, and they all love you because they're not chronically online.
Yeah.
So it's like it was like that in the arena. But I think they have everybody that they want. They have the fightful people that are gonna make fun of them for being like, aha, tickets are half off, and then you're gonna be like, tickets are half off. So like they're getting everything that every angle and every type of publicity and criticism. And I think that's the way they want it. And with this new reality show, they can always pivot, film a scene being like, TKO wants us to do this,
Hmm.
the only guy we have. And they can film that in May. We don't know when they can film it. It's just, I think this is just the way that they love it. This blurred air, not the blurred era where you don't know anything that's
But
going
yeah,
on.
but it's not entertaining. It's not
No,
entertaining.
not at
And
all.
and I think this was also Triple H trying to fight back against TKO giving him initiatives. I really do believe that Ari Emanuel just said find a place for Pat McAfee. Because here's my pitch to Ari. Him being the voice with Randy Orton stinks. How about this? How about this? Pat McCaffrey, Logan Paul, I Show Speed. That's a fucking all-star team, right? Then
Mhm.
in the middle of the match, Pat McCaffrey, Logan Paul have some friction. They fucking lose. Pat McCaffrey lays out Logan Paul. We build to a Pat McCaffrey Logan Paul match. You've got two fucking influencers going head to head that can fucking go. So think of the publicity, the podcast hits, da, da, da. And that to me, if I don't know this fucking guy, but to me, that's like, oh yeah, like that's something I think executives and people in comedy that were douchebags that I dealt with would get behind. Like, oh fuck yeah, like we don't have to worry about these wrestlers. We can get. So to me, I almost feel like he's put in this storyline to spite the TKO executives because I think there's a way to like, bro. There's so many different places to put that character at WrestleMania that I think aren't going to piss people off, and I think they did this to piss people off. But it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. I do enjoy it, but the more I think of like, there's so many places where you put him where he's entertaining, and this was the worst possible place to put him. You know?
Yeah, he was very likable. Like even the Gunther storyline, people were on his side. It took a
Mm-hmm.
lot to boo Pat McAfee. Something that I want to see, and maybe we'll see it Monday, because he said he had to take a trip, so I assume he's gonna go to Raw. He and CM Punk gonna have some face off until like Roman Reigns beats the shit out of CM Punk. Um, him and Michael Cole, because they built up this friendship with them on screen and off screen for years. So Michael Cole having a heart to heart, not that I really want Michael Cole segments, but Michael Cole having a heart to heart, Pat McAfee, like this is not the like what are you doing? He alluded to it on Monday, that them having like a real something that developed that goes with the Pat McAfee character that you've been showing us for 4 years. That's something that I'd be like intrigued by. It's not gonna make me go to WrestleMania, but it's something I'd be intrigued by. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I think they're just trying to get to Sunday. They need to make these WrestleManias closer to the beginning of April and not the middle because these 8 week builds,
Not
12
good.
week builds, whatever the fuck it is just too much.
It was perfect the way it was. January, Royal Rumble. February, No Way Out Elimination Chamber. March, beginning of April, WrestleMania. It's perfect the way it was.
Yeah.
You could start your storylines around Survivor Series and build to it. This is just too long. They've got to go back. Uh, yeah, it's not good. I also think that they fucked up. I think I said this at the beginning of the year. This was the year to elevate people, and they did not. They did not elevate people.
To be fair, Oba and Trick Williams are in some
Well,
prominent
there's rumors that
spots.
ESPN wants Brock to win.
Like they want Brock Lesnar on it. They did not say that. The rumor did not say they wanted Brock to win.
I mean,
Although
that's
I
what
could, yeah, I
I don't check Twitter anymore. But what I'm saying is like Dominic should have been in the title. I don't know. I just felt like that you should have sacrificed this year to rebuild, and they didn't. And I'm sorry. I know everyone says Randy Orton's the best. Like if you ask Kurt Angle or Paul Heyman or fucking Ric Flair, oh, Randy Orton's the best guy on the roster. Not to me, and I'm the guy who puts money down. So it's over, kind of. I like. Listen, I'm friends with his brother. Bob Orton has been nice to me. I've never met Randy, but I'm sure he's a great guy. But in my opinion, it's over. It's time to move on. And that I'm sorry, Randy, and I'm sorry, Brock. It's time to move on. And Roman, it's time to move on. And I think that's what this WrestleMania should have been. You should have sacrificed this WrestleMania because I think that's what Vince would have done. Vince would have been like, I could do Cody Randy, and I could do Roman Punk. But here's the thing I forgot. They did Cody Randy at the fucking King of the Ring. Nobody gave a shit. And the match sucked. So, uh, like, fucking, no. What I'm going to do, because he did this at 9, he did this at 9. Everyone's in the steroid trial. I'm getting annoyed by Hulk Hogan. I'm going to sacrifice WrestleMania 9 to get over Brett and Yokozuna, and I think that's what they should have done with this Mania. But they're too afraid to do that. They're too afraid to be like, I might lose money on this Mania, but I'm going to create two fucking legends because I say they are in this guy. Well, three. In Yokozuna and Bret Hart, and bro, I'm still fucking buying Bret Hart and Yokozuna merch to this day. To this day, I put more Yokozuna merch after the guy fucking died. So
I don't even think he had that much merch when he was alive.
what I'm saying is like I buy Yokozuna shit, and because he sacrificed that, he could have done what fucking if Triple H was booking WrestleMania 9, it would have been like perfect Bret Hart again or something, which would have been great. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is like that's great. Also, you could fucking re-sign Ricky Steamboat, have him fight Macho Man again. That's fucking great. But
It's a pretty solid WrestleMania
you're,
night.
yeah, I know it's pretty good. But you're not making money off Yokozuna in 2026, so that's what you got to think about.
I
That's
think
what they should have this year.
I always looked at 8 as the torch passing WrestleMania because you had, besides the main event, you had Shawn Michaels beat Tito Santana, who was one of their old school staples.
Mhm.
Undertaker beating Jake Roberts, who also was an 80s guy for them.
Yeah,
And
eight
Bret
and
Hart
nine
defeating
to
Rowdy
be
Piper. What happened?
8 and 9 to be like the
Yeah.
Edition manias. Yes,
So like that was what was telling you like, hey, these are the 3 guys to look out for.
good
And
time beat Rick
Rick
Martel.
Martel, yeah. And Tatanka's another one who unfortunately bottomed out, but 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Then they had yeah, Razor Ramon this year. Razor Ramon was already pretty over, and they had him. He fought Bob Backlund at WrestleMania 9. He had a weird match.
Bro, hold on. You know what annoys me?
What?
For a second, because I didn't my taxes are cheap. I was
Mm-hmm.
gonna get the Pat McAfee Randy Orton shirt
Oh,
and
okay.
wear it around town, or wear it at WrestleMania if I go Sunday. If I order off the website, you know when they're gonna ship it?
After WrestleMania.
May 22nd.
Oh
Why
yeah,
the
that's the
fuck?
yeah.
Why the
Doesn't make
fuck would I want that shirt on May 22nd?
that means you have to go to the shop store, somewhere wherever it is in Vegas and buy it there.
Or at the merch stand and buy it.
Yeah.
But I want it now.
That's how they get you. Then you go, oh, they already have some of the WrestleMania 42 shirts up there.
Why would you not send it to me now? I just want to annoy people with it. I just want to. I mean,
You
no,
want
no,
to
probably no one.
rage bait, as the kids say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck.
the Rhea Ripley shirt doesn't come until May 8th.
What's the point? What is the point? What is the point of ordering shit off the website then? What is the point?
I don't know.
Okay,
You know, they have
let's talk
power banks now.
let's talk about two more things. 'Cause we're gonna do the WrestleMania preview next episode, the Road Wild episode.
Mm.
I want to talk about the leaked texts between Triple H and Nick Khan. Have you read the leaked texts?
I've seen a good bit of them, yes. Not Nick Khan's, 'cause he deleted everything. But everyone
Nick
else,
Khan has a fucking brain. Why?
I mean, he is the smartest one there to literally delete
I
everything.
I've erased all my fuck it. I've erased all my work emails from Caroline's on my main account. I just erased them. Not that I was like saying weird shit or anything. It's just like no one needs to know.
Yeah.
Oh, see, okay, okay, hold on. Stay calm. Dude, on the WWE shop, I'm talking about Yokozuna. There's a Yokozuna Hall of Fame limited edition Fanatics exclusive pop with a Chase variant.
There
So
you go.
the, it's just out. That's a big thing. So yes. So my point stands. And there's a Yokozuna Lex Luger shirt for only $10. Oh my
Okay.
god! And it will ship in one business day. So you can represent the two greatest superstars of our lifetime.
There's also a Yokozuna poster with Brett
Oh,
Yoko
it's
and
like,
Hulk Hogan front and center.
bro, it's what I'm saying. It's like you sacrifice a mania to build a legend. And dude, I want
Dude,
all the Yokozuna shit. Like, what's go wrong with me? Anyway,
like they have some things that they should do, and we'll talk about it the next show. Like if Obafemi loses, it's just throw the whole mania away. Throw
well,
the whole
okay,
mania away. If he like loses the Brock, which like you were saying that's not ESPN wants it. The only way I could see that happening is because they already teased the Gunther Paul Heyman thing. So they want to maybe keep Brock strong. But to do that to Obafemi, it's like what they did to Ryback when
yeah.
Ryback could have beat CM Punk and he never recovered.
This is what I
Never
would
ever
say
recovered.
to. This is what I would say to these like corporate overlords. You're not Vince McMahon. Trust us. We're gonna make you money. Trust us. We're building a new Hulk Hogan. You know how much money we made in Hulk Hogan? A lot. We're gonna building a new Hulk Hogan when it comes to Obafemi, and we're gonna give you a solid match with Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. Just trust us. All right. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to put money in your pocket. Please trust me. You know.
I agree. Because you can
Yeah.
always build Brock Lesnar back. Oh, you give Brock Lesnar another match, he's fine. Obafemi needs a defining WrestleMania match and moment, and that is that victory. That's it. That's what he needs. Trick Williams, I could see some underhanded thing why he doesn't win.
If Williams doesn't win, I'm okay with that.
Carmelo Hayes not on the show, which like would make me reevaluate my contract if that if I was him. I don't think he can go anywhere. But it's I to carry the U.S. title feud and storyline for half the year and then not get put on WrestleMania is just like, wow, man.
They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about anyone. They only care about.
Julia, Tiffany
Even though
Stratton.
I've seen, I don't watch. I heard she's not that over though. So
Yeah, I mean they were building a feud and then they had that really bad match and then like well, Tiffany Stratton who was on the show last year is not going to be on the show this year, which is it's just kind of wild. Like her segments aren't even on the show; they're putting them on .com. They put
I
her in not .com, Twitter exclusives.
feel like she annoyed somebody. I feel like she had. You know what though? She also said she wanted to leave when she was 30.
When was this? Because people keep bringing up that interview, and I thought it was an old interview. I don't know if it was a new one or an old one,
Newer
but
one. She said that she wanted to leave when she was 30, and I think that was a big mistake to say that.
they knew this though. Like
Well,
I don't know. They've all said this kind of stuff. They're like, oh, we
but
have these
you know,
aspirations.
you know, but see now, nowadays people really pay attention to this shit. So
No,
like,
yeah, no. I mean,
it,
it becomes.
like China. Did you ever see there's an interview with China and Sable on Canadian TV where China almost like makes Sable cry? Nobody
Oh
saw.
no, I've never seen it.
Nobody. Oh, she's fucking ruthless against Sable. Like she's like, because Sable goes like, because the host goes like, who would win a match? And Sable was like, I think I could win. And China basically is like, you're not even a real wrestler. You're this. It's like around Royal Rumble '99. Like you're an
Okay.
embarrassment actually. And like she goes in and Sable like is trying to stay in character and like, but China like just goes in on her like you're a loser. Like you're just here for your looks. And Sable like freaked out in the back like, why did you do that on live TV? But
I think I found it here. I'm gonna have to look it. I'm gonna have to look this up.
yeah, it's like she really like she tried to make Sable uncomfortable. And but like that like slipped under the radar with me for years. But like nowadays, that's not going to slip under the radar. If Tiffany Stratton did that to like Rhea Ripley on a show on like the Drew Barrymore show, everyone's gonna
Oh
fucking
yeah.
yeah.
No, I mean that's just kind of how the nature is. Everyone needs to make content. I mean, comedian Kenise Mosby, who wrote for WWE for like a
I
day.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, had to say they talked about on a podcast that nobody would normally listen to. It was a slow weekend. What Culture picked it up, and
Fucking
then
JD, whatever the fuck his name is, JD the idiot.
yeah, and this was not new news. Like everyone knew that they had Hollywood writers or writers who were not wrestling fans who had to learn the business and things like that. And she was just one of them. And they were bored and they targeted her and she lost that job. I mean, she's doing fine, but that's some money that she could have had that was taken because people needed to make content and make their own money.
Yeah. So really quick, let's talk about
Yeah,
Triple
sorry.
Texas. Um, man, what a fucking little ass kisser. Everything in those Texas confirms what I thought about Triple H since 1998. Triple H is basically the guy when you walk out of the room. Triple H is basically so you have your show at the stand, you sell out the room. But let's say there's one seat that's empty. Triple H is the fucking guy. The minute you leave the club, Triple H goes to whoever the fuck it is like, I noticed it was one seat empty. If I had a show, there'd be no seats empty. Have you thought about this? I'm ready. He's a fucking snake in the grass. He's blowing. He's basically sucking up to fucking Nick Khan. I can tell Nick Khan knows this guy's a fucking loser. He's so nervous. He's so nervous that Vince is coming back. He's terrified of Vince
Yeah.
because he had been waiting and waiting. And again, fuck Vince, but he's been waiting for the moment that he could fucking take the company from Vince, and it's here. And now Vince is coming back, and he's a fucking he's just a fucking snake in the grass. He's a piece of shit. What do you think of those Texans? It just confirms everything I thought about this guy. He is a fucking henchman. He's Starscream. He's Starscream. Triple H.
I like Starscream.
Huh?
I like Starscream because he is always, but unlike Triple H, Starscream says it to Megatron's face, being like, "I would be a better leader than you." It's like, "Oh, fuck off, man."
Well, we
That's why I
don't
like
know.
Starscream.
Like I said at the Vince, we don't know.
Maybe. That's why I like him. He just was just always calling him out on his shit mid plans.
Yeah,
But um, no, they were Triple H. I mean, you could just tell the nervousness with Triple H. He did not want to lose this new position that he had, and like I said before, Nick Khan is the smartest one because he is just deleting. He's talking in like code. So even if you did, maybe this happened to him before, but like you don't understand. You can't get a read on anything that Khan says. Triple H, you can just tell he's a very nervous wreck. And I think he should be more nervous because if stuff like this can come out, there's probably more text, and whatever's going on with that case, all three of them could be out of here. Vince could be out, Nick Khan could be out, Triple H could be out. It could be a real whole new direction for WWE, depending on whenever the Janelle Grant case actually goes forward and what the jury says. Um, that's what I think, but I also know that they are best friends with the president, so they could all just get slapped on the wrist.
it could all be.
Yeah,
It
get
could,
a phone call being like, let them keep their jobs. And yeah, but no, it was definitely a side of Triple H of just anxious nervousness because he was not happy that Vince was back. I mean, I don't think anybody was happy Vince was back, but he was very scared, it looked like.
considering that that's his father-in-law, he was shitting bricks.
Yeah. I
And
was like,
it's,
what's he
I don't know
doing
about
here?
yeah, because okay, yeah. So yeah, weird Texas, whatever. Triple H, you're a fucking buffoon. Let's talk about the final thing, and then we'll get up. There's an AEW pay-per-view this weekend. Nobody cares. But
I wouldn't say that. But
what I want to talk about is TNA has pulled talent from matches where they're fighting AEW superstars, including Nick Nemeth, who's going to take on MJF for the AEW title. Um, Carlos Garcia, what the fuck?
Silva.
Carlos Silva. He thinks that it makes them look bad, which I kind of agree with. I know the internet though, and every fucking indie promoter has rallied against TNA, all basically saying how great Tony Khan is, this, that, and the third. Here is my thing. If I'm Carlos Silva, I'm gonna call
Mm.
Tony Khan up. I'm gonna be like, So I heard MJF is very upset that we're not doing Nick Nemeth. Um, and MJF and Tony, let's say Tony Khan, yeah, I want to figure out a way to. Okay, great. How about this? Nick Nemeth wins your belt. And what is Tony Khan going to say? No.
No. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then why would I do the match if he's going to lose? If you want me to do the match, like then my guy should win. We can make it non-title. Actually, you know what? After the match, we can have a script. He's gonna say no. It's like okay, that's why I'm not doing anything with you guys because I don't need my fucking top guy losing to your world champ on an indie show. What benefit does that do for me? Look, here's the deal, man. Let's say Taz. No, Shane Douglas. Let's say Shane Douglas. 2 weeks after ECW Heatwave '98, he gets booked on a fucking indie show to fight Hulk Hogan, but it's going to be broadcast on the internet somehow. Don't ask me how. In 1998, he's going to lose to Hulk Hogan. Why? Why would you book that? Yes, is it great that Shane gets to wrestle Hulk Hogan? Yeah, sure, it's great for him. But if I'm Paul Heyman, why would I allow that? Why would I allow on this internet show? Everyone's going to see my guy losing to your guy when you have shown that you think my company stinks. Eric Bischoff for Tony Khan. And it's just like, why should TNA just allow their guys to get beat by the AEW guys? It makes no sense to me. From a business standpoint, it makes no fucking sense. What do you think?
I think the bigger problem was that it was already agreed upon, and then all of a sudden, like days before, I don't know if it was this weekend or next week. I don't know exactly when the show was supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
but
It was
whenever it was this weekend or next weekend.
it was maybe next it was next weekend, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I guess for WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
I assume there's somewhere in the one of the shows in the big Vegas. Um, yeah, so I think that plus the alleged WWE ties is why people were so upset because they don't think it's a Carlos Silva decision. It could 100% be a Carlos Silva decision.
I think it's
They think it's a WWE through TNA decision. Is what I think a lot of people are were and are upset about. I don't know. It could be. It could 100% be. But also,
but
yes, looking at it from that standpoint, Nick Nemeth is on SmackDown, not SmackDown, Impact TNA every week, and he is one of their top guys. He's not the champion right now, but he's one of their top guys. So for him to go and lose to MJF doesn't really help him when he comes back to TNA. I forgot what the second match was supposed to be, but they pulled somebody else too. But that one was like the big one. They really went.
Ricky Kay versus Leon Slater, who's also but I just don't see the what is the advantage of Leon Slater and Nick Nemeth losing to AEW guys?
No,
How does that?
it doesn't help them. That's why people thought it was a WWE thing because Leon Slater has been on NXT for so long, and WWE can call Dolph Ziggler it seems like whenever they want. So they don't want whatever stigma that is. Even I wouldn't care. I'm like, okay, it's a Creative Pro show. I don't care who loses at a creative show. But yes,
Well,
from what you were saying, these are the guys that are they're on your AMC graphics, they're on your flyers. When you look at the TV screen, these are the people that you want to see with TNA. And for them to lose, if you watch everything, as you watched MJF just beat Nick Nemeth and AR Fox, was it against? No, it was Ricochet. So Ricochet beat Leon Slater. You're like, well, I'm just gonna watch the AEW people. I'm not gonna watch these guys. These guys aren't as good as the AEW people because they lost. If you believe everything like like that. But so I get what you're saying, but it's just weird. It's just a weird situation. I think that's what I said. I think that the people were just more upset that it's suddenly being pulled when all of this stuff seemed to be already like locked in. Like he already knew, and then he was something that somebody made was like, wait a minute, this is actually a bad idea, and then he pulled it.
I
And
mean, but I do think it was a bad idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Uh,
yeah, maybe he had the same thoughts that you did.
and
Where
you
did
know,
he come from? Because he's not a wrestling guy.
he's just an
He's just like an
executive.
anthem executive, right? Who
Executive, yeah,
kind of gives a shit about his job.
yeah. I mean, where did Dixie Carter come from? She was a publicist who wanted to play with her dad's money. So
She
But
was.
at the
She
end of
was.
the day, TNA has enough. Like this, they're a bunch of fucking idiots. They're idiot. And that partnership. Listen, so me and Andrew Lee, we were doing the pandemic. Remember, I had a wrestling podcast every day during the pandemic, right?
Hmm.
And we covered the entire AEW invasion of TNA, and all like Tony Khan would just bury TNA every single commercial break.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
On the AEW show, there was no mention of TNA. Like TNA, it wasn't like Scott Demore got to get a little segment where he shit on AEW. It was just here's a message from Tony Khan. Is Tony Khan being like,
Oh, because they called it partner conflicts. That's why people thought WWE was involved.
yeah, but I'm just saying, but even if like I'm Triple H and I call Carlos Silva and say, I'm thinking back to that fucking invasion angle. Like it did nobody any favors, and I really do think Scott Demore and Don Callis agreed to it because they were trying to get a job. And look at Don Callis; he manages everyone now in the fucking company.
I
And
do
Scott
hate that.
and Scott Demore to get a job, but I just think it was very self-serving. We did TNA no favors, and honestly, it was the last time I really watched TNA like every week. When that crossover ended, because it ended when Christian lost to Josh Alexander, I never went another pay per view again,
Hmm.
and it really kind of beat that company into the ground. So
No, they had to rebuild. They had to rebuild a few times. I wouldn't put all the blame on TNA. I mean on AEW. But I remember watching that. I did expect more from that group. I expected more than Christian beating Kenny Omega. I thought they would be more Kenny Omega maybe on the show or like other people from sorry, it's my food from today. AEW versus TNA or something to help out Impact and it just didn't happen. So I remember that, and I understand the caution of that. I think people are just really hung up on partner conflicts, by partner conflicts they are immediately assumed WWE. They don't know. It could be Anthem, it could be whoever sponsors, it could be AMC, it could be AMC might not want people on TBS TNT beating their guys. We don't know what partner conflicts means, but everyone's going to assume that it's WWE no matter what. And then because they assume it's WWE and WWE, and this is not me defending them, but this is just how people treat WWE. WWE always bad. So once that happens, that's how it rains down on it.
especially with the AEW fan base. Give me 1 second. This is my whole thing, and this is what I would say to the fans. All right, because a lot of fans like Square Circle Reddit is like now on a TNA rampage, and I don't get it. If fucking TNA goes out of business, a lot of people are fucked. But here's my thing.
They're
It's
not
like,
though.
yeah, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. You go to these guys. He's not there. MJF should wrestle Nick Nemeth. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're right. They should. Okay, the match is back on, but Nick Nemeth is going to win the belt. Well, no, he can't win the belt. Well, why can't he win the belt? Well, because you think TNA is lesser, and we are trying to get away from that. You just think TNA should be grateful that you get to get beat up, that Nick Nemeth gets to get beaten up by MJF. This guy used to be a top guy in WWE. Um, so like, and I'm not saying that he should, but you just think of us lesser. We've got to get away from that. We've got to get away from that, and that would be my job. If I was in charge of TNA, it doesn't matter what happens, but like I need to get you to not think of us as lesser. That's my response. That's my goal. And you're gonna piss people off, but you have to sometimes be like, no, we're not gonna do that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they're gonna always they have not been they have not dug out of the hole from 2010. So TNA
Yeah.
is always gonna be seem lesser in a lot of people's eyes. For years, people thought they were better than WWE or they were on par, even when they weren't financially,
We'll
talent
cover
wise, they were on
when
par.
we'll cover those days. It'll be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
All right.
but no ratings, not ratings par, but people were actually excited for the Monday Night War. And if TNA was still TNA, it would have been a different story before they became like WCW Light. But
Yeah.
they just never dug out. They've never dug out of that hole. And every mistake they make is amplified and it becomes a bigger mistake than it really should be. Now with these alleged, not even alleged, they are partners with WWE. but WWE ties, it just makes things worse. Because I don't watch the show every week, but WWE, besides maybe like one or two people, WWE people, NXT people are not really on it like that. Ariana
Yeah,
Grace is their champion. Um, so her boyfriend is there too, stacked sometimes, but it's not like it's CM Punk on Impact. It's like one person and then the rest of it is Impact people. But I do think they need to continue to stand up for themselves, even though this did piss a lot of people off, and make that AMC show something worth watching, must see every week. To me,
you know,
it hasn't been like I like especially when you're the Thursday wrestling show after you watched 2 hours of Raw, maybe 2 hours of NXT. 2+ hours of Dynamite. What's gonna make me stop whatever I'm watching on Thursday to watch Impact? And I think that's stuff that they need to focus on and continue to build that name.
yeah, and it's just it's a long road, and there's fans, there's people like David Bixby who actively David Bixby said this company should not exist,
Isn't
and
he going through like isn't he sick right now or something?
hopefully, yeah, he's a weird guy.
Not
He's
that sick. I meant like like an actual
well,
illness or
but
something.
he's actually sick. So his podcast has been coming out.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets worse. My thing is,
No, no. Hope he feels better.
my thing is that you have to tune those people. If you are if you put in charge of this company, which is Carlos Silva is, you have to tune those people out because those people are never going to be happy, and you've got to figure out how to get people behind you. And I think not working with TNA is a hard call, but it's a call that has to be made. I mean, not working with AEW, it's a call that has to be made. Unfortunately. Um. All right, let's get to when life was better. The summer of 1998, ECW Heatwave 98. I gotta say, I didn't watch a lot of ECW on the network because of the music fuck ups. And when I rewatched some of these 97 ECW pay per views, I started to regret having an ECW tattoo. I was like, was I looking at this through rose colored glasses? Like, was this as good as I thought it was? And then you get to this show, and you're like, it was as good as I thought it was, and it was better actually. This is the best ECW show we've covered. This might be the
Hmm.
best pay per view of 1998 so far. This is if you have a friend who's like, I don't get ECW. I think ECW is overrated. Like, especially a younger fan, force them by gunpoint to
No,
watch this
no.
show. Okay, relax. To watch this show with the original music because this show makes you believe again in ECW. I thought this show was fantastic rewatching it. What did you think?
Oh, it was a really good show. It's why people say that it is one of the best ECW shows of all time, and
Mm-hmm.
arguably the best ECW pay-per-view of all time. There's not that many, but that is one that is definitely up there. I mean, it starts. You got technical wrestling, you get your hardcore wrestling, you get your tag team wrestling. There's a mix of everything that you think ECW is on this show, featuring the top acts from ECW. And when ECW was good, it was good. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad, it was real bad. But when it
yeah.
was good, it was like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And this is just one of those shows where you're like, okay, everything clicked. There were no real like giant lulls, and I'm extreme like all day. It was one of those kind of shows.
And the great thing about this show is that everyone who mattered in ECW is in their prime in this summer. Whether it's just incredible, Chris Candido, Lance Storm, RVD, Sabu, everyone is at the prime of their lives at this moment. The
Hmm.
injury that will eventually like takes like just incredible and other people out haven't occurred yet. Everyone, this is like just like if I was making a wrestling Sandlot, like a movie about a perfect summer, it would be about this ECW roster this summer. Like this was just the perfect. Like everyone is everything in its right place, which is a Radiohead song. Everyone's in their right place. This is what it's about, and be, and their lives haven't fallen. Maybe behind the scenes, their lives are falling apart. I don't know, but everyone is perfectly cast on this show, And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing because people who become pieces of shit shine on this show, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I said,
And Shane Douglas is not wrestling, he's doing commentary.
and that's another thing. Another reason why I think this show is so good is Shane Douglas is great on commentary. Joey Styles, I think Joey Styles is fine on its own, but when he has someone that he likes, I can tell he likes Shane Douglas, and
Hmm.
he has someone that he could bounce off of. It actually raises his game, and these two are very, very good together. Um, should they be the new AEW broadcast team? I say yes on Sunday.
No, I
I
don't
say
think
yes.
so. I,
I like them a lot, man. They were
that's
pretty good
a
together. What did you think of Shane Douglas' commentary? I thought it was really
No,
good.
I thought they were good. I think one of the interesting things about that is you would never see a champion do that today. No matter what company that they took the pay-per-view off to do commentary.
Well, he
Like
was
they
hurt.
Yes, I know. But they
Yeah.
but that Cody Rhodes would like not take the back would that be okay, I'm gonna do commentary for the night for Clash in Italy or whatever.
You know who, if he's still the champ, you know who should take the next pay-per-view to do commentary is CM Punk. I think he would shine in that. And it's just like,
But
hey,
and not just for the main match, the whole show.
I think the whole no, I think the whole show. This
Yeah.
is I'm beaten up. TKO has told me to take Backlash off. However, I want to evaluate who my next challenge is going to be. So I'm going to watch the whole show. I'm going to do commentary, and we're going to evaluate who my next opponent is, and whether it's and I think it gives you a chance. I like Shane Douglas more at the end of this show.
Hmm.
I like him more. It gives you a chance to show off your personality. It gives you a chance, and it's like, hey, as the champ, I can sit out this show. Like that's the perk I call as the top guy. But I want to sit on commentary because I want everyone to know that I'm aware of what you're all doing because I know you're all going to come for me one day. So I don't know. I like that. I like him on commentary in this.
Yeah, no, it would be a cool idea. Like maybe the main event is Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and then Punk goes. It's just using Punk as an example. He thinks
Yeah.
that McIntyre thinks he's the next guy in line, but the middle of the match it was Javon Evans versus Trick Williams, and Punk was impressed by Javon Evans or Trick Williams. So at the end of the night, he calls out Trick Williams, and
Yeah.
then Drew McIntyre's like, "What the fuck?" You know, it would definitely kind of shake things up. But back in ECW land, it was he had his favorites. He was pretty neutral. Obviously, he cared about the triple threat, and that also kind of helped with that. And no, I think they did a good job together. And then he left, and Joey Styles did his
But the
solo.
way they, but also the way they write him off is excellent, and we'll get to that. But the way
Yeah.
that was a memory that was seared into my brain. How he leaves the commentary, it's so fucking epic. How he leaves commentary,
Hmm.
and it pays off in January. It pays off at Guilty as Charged. But yeah, I think he added a lot to this show. I think he's one of their. I would say this to him at Target when I'm returning something to him. I would
Yeah.
say to him, Shane, first of all, great job on this Target, best Target I've ever been in. But secondly,
Right. You're like,
do you think when he like restacked when he restocks the WWE Legends, he's like, damn it, I used to be the franchise. Anyway, um,
does he still work at a Target, or is that
no, I think he's
just the
back.
old
I think
joke?
he's back to teaching.
He's
He's
back
paid.
doing what?
He's back to teaching.
Oh, good.
Did you ever
That's
see
the
like
anything wrong against Target.
a Target manager? He got paid to go to Target manager school. Like it wasn't like he did it for free. He's like, I'm
No,
doing,
it's a real job.
yeah,
You
fuck
know,
it.
I know people make fun of it. It's a real fucking job. Like,
Listen, what are you gonna do when Triple H steals your whole persona a year from now? Okay, what the fuck? You gotta do something.
allegedly.
But yeah. So Francine at the beginning of the show chimes in twice and never talks again. But Francine comes out at the beginning, and Francine seems like a very nice woman. Everyone says she's a very nice woman. So
Yeah.
she didn't murder anyone.
No. So everything about her seems very nice. She's still out there. She has her website, and so, if you still want Francine stuff, you can get Francine stuff.
Yeah,
She does her bookings. She probably knows a lot of, as Hulk Hogan put in his Netflix documentary, where the bodies are buried, quote unquote, because she was around. through all this chaos in WWE and ECW.
Yeah,
So she's a knowledgeable woman who had to work her way up in a it's in a time where she was just supposed to be a valet eye candy TNA,
yeah.
and she's made herself somebody worth watching, somebody that you remember, and somebody that's still important in the eyes of a lot of old school fans.
I think that. I think that she's my. I think that she should be in the Hall of Fame. I think that next year she should be the Francine Hall of Fame and let her fuck
I
free.
mean, I don't maybe in ECW Hall of Fame, but not the WWE.
WWE Hall of Fame. At this point, anything's possible. All right, let's get to the first match because again, um, I feel so bad for this guy. Just Incredible versus Jerry Lynn. He comes out with Jason, Chassis, Nicole Bass. This whole match, I wasn't a fan of Just Incredible when I was younger. And when he went through his hard times, I was like, what a fucking idiot. He had it. Whatever it
Yeah.
is, he had it. This is a great match. He walks out the aura. This is the best also Nicole Bass has ever looked. Just standing there for fucking Just Incredible. All you gotta do is stand there. This guy had it. This guy had it all at 24 years old. He fucking figured it out, and then he spent the rest of his life losing it. This match is awesome. Is it the best match? No, but it's fucking great. They just the that's incredible. Pile driver on the top rope, amazing. I mean, he's better at it than Owen Hart. Owen Hart would have killed Austin if he tried it. Um, it's just like this guy had it figured out at 24 years old, and like Joey Styles and Shane were talking about, like this guy's 24, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, he could still be wrestling. He could be a top guy in AEW right now. Like,
In WWE too.
didn't have to end like this. Yeah, and I don't know what happened. I mean, he kind of seems like a piece of shit. Maybe that's what happened. But as a person, but it's sad. It's fucking sad because he was really good, and he's hanging in there with Jerry Lynn. It's a great opener, and I feel bad that I used to like because he's annoying, but he's supposed to be annoying. You know what he's what they want Austin Theory to be. This fucking guy.
Hmm.
And I really like this match. I really like. I'm having a moment where I'm rediscovering Just Incredible, and he's just incredible. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that I mean, hence the name. This was part of his rise because he becomes a very big fixture
Yeah.
of ECW TV for a while. I think that he was unfortunately just this was always going to be his ceiling. Maybe if he went to WCW and it was he and Lance Storm, he would have maybe had a little bit better of a run. But once he went back to WWE, when did he come back to? Like early January, early 2001. So
Like 2003.
yeah, so he's no ECW died. It's already ECW is pretty much on his deathbed or dead, and so WCW was not really hiring anyway. Like WWE was the only choice. It's one of those things. It's like if Cody Rhodes came back and became Stardust again. It's not fair because he put in the work and became a better wrestler and became somebody that was like a household name, and there was just no room for him in the WWE. Like Stone Cold wasn't gonna lose to Just Incredible. Chris Jericho wasn't gonna lose to Just Incredible. Like it just bad timing in the company. And I don't know anything about him personally. I know he's had a lot of stuff with drugs and alcohol, but I don't know his attitude. But for somebody who was a click boy,
You've seen the video with Maven and stuff.
okay. It's
Yeah.
well, somebody who was a click boy, quote unquote, like the bottom down so badly after having such a big run in ECW. It just sucks. It sucks for him. But here, he showed that he was very, very, very good working with Jerry Lynn. Hard to have a bad match with Jerry Lynn. Top
Mhm.
rope tombstone, wonderful. He didn't really spike it, which God, thank God, because we should not really be doing spike tombstones anyway if we have not learned that lesson yet. But
No, he hits it clean and flawless, and he knows
yeah.
what he's doing. At 24 years old, he's smarter than me than I was doing. I would have fucking murdered fucking Jerry Lynn at 20 by
I mean,
accident, on
yeah,
purpose.
yes, no, I would not have been good either. I mean, both he and Jerry Lynn kind of had the same story, just guys who were casted away in WWE, in big companies, and then they continue to make their name outside
But
of the big
Jerry
companies.
Lynn is power broker in AEW. He's top guy. He's a top agent, so he
Yeah,
made it.
that no, I mean he made it. Yeah, no, that's I meant that part, not the
Yeah.
bottom out first, because he was bought in he was part of the invasion, or he came right before the invasion. He was just
He
like
might
in
be
the
big. Him and
cruiserweights.
RVD have a match on Sunday Night Heat. Well, we got a
Yeah,
lot. Listen, Jerry Lynn and RVD, we got a lot to talk about in the future. We won't talk about it now.
yes, but it just kind of sucked for it. Just sucked. It sucked for
You know,
Jared for
you
Justin
know what I
Credible.
don't get? What I don't get, and maybe by this point his problems were already so bad they're like we can't do it. I don't get why because he does go to TNA for a little bit and then leaves, but
Hmm.
to me he's like, and again, unless what his issues to this day are fucking ruining his life. I don't get why TNA doesn't get behind him because that's look, he's another guy. I mean, he
Wait,
shows
wait,
himself.
who are you talking about? Oh, and Justin Credible in 2002.
Yeah, and when he gets fired in 2003, it's like so that's 5 years from now. So he's 24,
Hmm.
not even 30, and it's like unless he's become such a piece of shit, there's like we can't do anything with this guy. So I don't know, but like to me, he's perfect for TNA. But listen,
Yeah,
we'll get there. When we get there, we'll find out why when we get there. You know?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's your fault. Actually, I think it's all your.
No, I mean I watched them. Not my fault.
No, I mean like you told him like wait a minute.
I had my cutoff shorts and long johns.
Hold on, hold on. Let me see something here because now I'm man. He was like the king of Sunday Night Heat. I gotta tell you,
He was on Heat a lot.
he's on
Him,
Heat.
Raven, um,
Okay,
Davey
so
Richards.
his last appearance on Heat is February 12th, 2002. Test defeats him. Then he gets fired. So he's 2 year. He's exactly no. Is that a year? No, wasn't he? Wow, he was only around for a year. Okay, he was really only around for a year. That first.
That sucks.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought he was around for like 2 years,
Yeah,
bro.
I thought it was a little. I
Wait,
thought it was
no,
a
no,
little.
no, no, no. I'm reading it wrong on Cage Match. It was the so yeah, 2 years. It was December of 2002. Test beats him on Sunday. Okay,
Mm,
sorry. So then he goes to TNA. Just Incredible slash the Amazing Red by Triple X. He um he fights Jerry Lynn in 2 minutes and 43 seconds on
right
TNA.
back where he started, baby.
TNA in 2003. Jerry Lynn beats him in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Again, 7 minutes. Well, we got to cover these shows. Then they have another match. Jerry Lynn
Do
defeats
we?
Just Incredible, 11 minutes, 17 seconds. And that's it. He's gone from TNA after he never comes back. He loses in the
Yeah.
last getting match against Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, maybe it's a contract thing. Maybe it's a maturity thing. Maybe he started the drugs and alcohol. I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
But
Maybe he killed Tony.
maybe the shine. No, maybe the shine was off by then. After just
I,
bottoming out in WWE for a year, 2 years, he just wasn't the same. That'll
that's
happen.
gotta be it. All right, here we go. Chris Candido versus Lance Storm. Tamara Sids comes out. She's now ECW. She'll be ECW for a while. She's out of WWE. Uh, First of all, Chris Candido. I've never seen someone more fit for AEW than Chris Candido. This guy, I think the AEW fans would have ate him up with a fucking spoon and said, "Can I have some more?" He's tailor made for that company and that fan base. Born 20 years too soon. Him and Lance Storm match is pretty good until the end. The end is Sunny gropes Lance Storm's asshole. Then she crotches him, and then Lance Storm is sit there for a really long time. It makes no sense till Chris Candido can hit the top rope power bomb. Then the other thing I find annoying is Chris Candido does this goofy sell before he pins him. He had like some of this goofy '80s stuff in him, Chris Candido, which I don't think he'd have nowadays. Whatever. It's fine until the ending. It's fine until the ending. Again, both guys are great, but Chris Candido man's another guy who just didn't get his due, and now he's mainly known as a cuck. So What are you
I
gonna do?
mean, I think some people know more than that. The unfortunate part was he was starting to get his due. He was getting a good push in TNA. I remember that before he got
Yeah.
injured. Yeah, before he got injured and he had the surgery and then the fucking blood clot is what did him in,
Hmm.
unfortunately. But he was starting to get that like kind of momentum, that rise back. And would he be in AEW now? I mean, he'd be 20 something, he'd be like 50 something years old. Maybe a trainer, or maybe WWE would have like tried to pick him up again and put them in that cruiserweight division or something when they against Juventud. But no, he always had that talent. He always was a really good wrestler. This match was good. I liked he and Sonny, God bless him and Tammy. When she walks out, they try and do the dance together, but they're so not in sync. Like he's trying to strut and she's just being hot, and they're just so not in sync with it. It's kind of funny. He did always have those kind of silly sells. I remember he would do when he would get hit, run around the ring, and then like fall again.
Yeah.
I used to actually like that one, but even though it made no sense. But yeah, the ending is weird. I mean, I guess just a way to get Tammy Lynn Sitch involved, make sure Lance Storm doesn't lose clean. Then of course her top is off, and the referee, boo, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Titty's got to come out, and then that was good. It was a good match. And then I think shortly Dawn Marie comes in, right?
Yes. Yeah. Shortly later, Dawn Marie comes in and history is made.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Again, I don't know. I feel like Sonny and Chris Candido never reached their true potential. But what are you gonna
No.
do? Oh, yeah, as I was saying, I'm sorry about that, but they never got their due. Sonny and Chris Candido. You had a point. What to make?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that the drugs.
Yeah.
You didn't need Dare. You don't need Dare and all that stuff. Just show people dark side of the ring and all that of these wonderful people who relax with success stories. I mean, I guess they did try that with us. Success stories, and then drugs and alcohol just kind of fucked up their lives and painkillers. And then you'd be like, oh my God, okay. You would think. That's what happened to me with ketamine. It wasn't like a wrestler, but I've never taken ketamine in my life. But I actually listened to one of those high school, like, remember high school, they'd have like a high TV news. Did
Yeah.
your high school have that? Yeah. And they did a story on this girl who took ketamine and she became paralyzed because she took ketamine. And I was like, that could happen. And I never, yeah, I don't like drugs anyway, but I was like terrified. So the idea of people using that now so loosely, at least in parts of Brooklyn, is so shocking to me because I legit got scared straight by the TV Channel One propaganda of using ketamine. So maybe that would work now for Dark Side of the Ring. Just show kids Dark Side of the Ring, and they will get their life together.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. So just say no to drugs and just say yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes to the Goots. So all
We
right.
also would have we would also have before you play any arcade game, winners don't do drugs, and you want to be a winner, so
Well,
don't do
that's
the drugs.
double something. I've never done any drugs. I mean,
See, you played a lot of Ninja Turtles, and they let you know that winners don't do drugs. So you're like,
and Mortal
all right,
Kombat that even had that too, or Narc. Narc had that. So and
yeah,
Narc
that
was
was.
the inspiration behind Mortal Kombat. So all right. Up next, and here's another guy, but I get, I get this. Nick Khan, as we know, loves New Jack, and I think New Jack
And deleting text message.
and deleting text message. New Jack would have been tremendous with I Show Speed and Little Yachty. Oh my God, like that could have been some
You
fun.
know, everyone's like 60 years old. That you keep
No, I'm
fantasy
saying
booking them in this 2026
I'm
timeline.
saying a 30-year-old New Jack right now in
Oh,
WWE.
okay. It's like the Simpsons scene where it's like we need the original Dirk Richter to play Fallout Boy.
No, I'm saying
Uh,
like
no, I
saying
know.
like
I'm just thinking of this joke. It's like he's 72 years old and he's dead. And
dude,
this is kind of stuff.
New Jack versus I Show Speed. New
Oh
1998 New Jack
God.
Show Speed at WrestleMania is come
Do
on.
you do you trust 1998 New Jack against I Shall Speed?
If you pay him TKO money, I think the reason he kept going to business himself is because Paul Hayden wasn't paying him. So he's like, well, I'm just gonna fucking injure people because that's what I like. I think if you
There you
fucking hand him the checks that CM Punk is getting right now. I think
Hmm.
New Jack is going to play by the rules.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yes.
yeah. I think money shuts you up. But New Jack cuts a great promo with the fans, and I just think New Jack is charisma for days. Charisma for days. He's like Sid. You can't teach what he has. Jack Victory. I forgot Jack Victory was like a real wrestler for a little bit because he was just Steve Corino's manager. Attacks him. They have a fucking battle. Bully Ray and Devon get out of the car. I will say this is fantastic brawl, very realistic, very much seems like something we'd see on YouTube now.
Hmm.
Uh, I was thinking about Cruel. You've heard. I think you've seen that the Cruel faked a knife attack, and they just beat up a fan.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It reminded me of that, but at least here we all know this is fake. But I thought this was a great angle and a great way to kind of write off the New Jack match. But what did you think? I enjoyed this attack on New Jack outside. Even Axel Rose, Axel Rotten, whatever the fuck his name is.
Axel
Um,
Ryan, yes.
even he was like when he was asking for help, like everyone seemed very believable in the moment, and I liked it.
No, those are some of the best storylines, the best moments when you see something and you're like, oh, what the fuck's going on? Is this real? Is this not real? Case in point, WCW, NWO invading that time outside of MGM, and they had like neighbors calling because they saw Kevin Nash toss Rey Mysterio into a truck. So things like that really get you invested. So at that time, you're like, oh shoot, maybe New Jack's hurt. Maybe New Jack won't be on the show. While you're secretly hoping that New Jack will be part of the show. And will he be part of the show? Well, stay tuned to find out. But I thought it was a good I thought it was a good beatdown.
Yeah, I thought it was a great beatdown, and yeah, I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Really so. Then RVD cuts a promo with Sabu. It's fine. It is what it is. I want to talk. We'll talk more about Van Dam in a bit, but it was a fine promo, right? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I have no real notes about it.
Yeah. Okay. Up next. These next two matches on this show are very important matches, extremely important matches, not just for ECW. Am I available? Sorry, hold on. I just got asked to do a show. Not just for ECW, but for I'll respond earlier. But for I think in general, wrestling in general, like wrestling fandom. First matchup, Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome. So let me give you some my personal background. I my friend recorded all the pay-per-views, including this one. He gave this to me that Monday morning. It's summer, everything's off. I put this on. This match comes on. I don't know these two fucking guys from a hole in a wall, right? I'm gonna
Hmm.
say this and I'm gonna compare. I hate to always shit on AEW, but I gotta shit on AEW. Joey Styles and Shane Douglas do a great job of letting me understand why I should give a fuck about these two guys wrestling who I've never heard of before. And then these two guys proceed to have a war. And in my mind, and even tonight when I watched the match, I thought this was like a 25-minute fucking match. This match is 11 minutes and 42 seconds. That's how long it is. Mike Awesome, man, uh, fucking killer. These two, just incredible chemistry. These two, incredible chemistry. Um, I mean, what they do, even like in 2005 at East United States, is just incredible what they do. But this match is the first one. It's so fucking good. These guys just beating each other, and it doesn't come across as unnecessary. Sometimes I see the Darby Allin bullshit, or I'll see other people, and it's just like, what is this happening? But the way they present these two, the way it happens, on Wednesday, Bruv Will Ospreay had his friends from New Japan come to save him. It means nothing. It doesn't do it. This means so much more. And I think this match and the next match did a lot to us to teach people my age that there's more to wrestling. There's more to this fandom than just WWE, WCW. Um, by the end of the show, I'm all in on FCW on FMW.
FMW.
I'm
Yeah.
all fucking in. Love it. I thought this match was fantastic. What did you think?
No, I mean these two. Most of the time when they got together, it was magic. Especially in the States. You didn't really see anything like Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome. They did do a really good job with the history. I'm not gonna get on AEW too much. I think AEW's thing with this is that they assume their fan base, which for the most part they are familiar with these people already, especially New Japan. They're like, oh, well, these guys know the United Empire. Not everybody does. Most people do, but not everybody does. So you could do a little more in explaining whether that's in commentary or video package or something, which I wish they did do that. Outside of that, it was a really awesome match. I mean, Mike Awesome is just no pun intended. Mike Awesome just a beast. Those chair shots, oh, absolutely brutal. I mean, looking back on it, you're like, good, my goodness, why are you guys doing this? But these two always had great chemistry. Even their ECW One Night Stand match was pretty damn good. And
That's
that's
one
when
of
they were, what happened?
that's that's one of my favorite matches of all time.
Yeah,
ECW.
yeah, it's really damn good. And that was a good 6 years removed from this one, maybe even longer.
The story that Joey Styles, a big Foley telling commentary, the story that JBL tells with his face during that match,
Yeah,
because so Joey Styles like this guy betrayed us. This
yeah,
guy went for WCW. He's one of the reasons we're out of business. I fucking hate this guy. And then throughout the match, he re-earns the respect. And when you find out why he went to Paul Heyman was holding a ton of money from him.
yes,
He wasn't getting paid. He had to go to WCW. Like to portray him as a piece of shit, it's so disingenuous. But I feel like he re-earns the respect of the ECW fan base. Like it's like this guy is ECW.
yeah.
And ABL's facial because there's nothing like that match on WWE TV at the time or after for the last fucking 21 years. So
They don't want to do that
the
switch.
way J I got and JBL said he loved the match. JBL did so much to put that match over. Just the story of JBL being like, "What the fuck is happening here?" And Joey Styles being like, "Fuck this guy," and then at the end of the match, Joey Styles being like, "Maybe I'm wrong."
Hmm.
And Mike Awesome basically redeeming himself, being like, "I am ECW. You fucked me, but I am ECW." I love that match. It's what, and then he kills himself, whatever. But it's one of the best match, and it's so like not WWF to tell this story of this guy that they have no investment in. This guy
Yeah,
never steps up ever again.
yeah.
Redemption story for this fucking guy.
It's crazy for him. I know we keep going to like what happens to everybody afterwards, but like he is somebody who's a 6'7", 300+ pound monster
Yeah.
that have been should have been fighting John Cena sometime in '06, in
Oh my god.
'08, 2007. He should have been one of those guys. Should have been toe to toe with Batista. Whoever else their top guy, Jeff Hardy, tossing Jeff Hardy around. There's no reason like his stock from WCW dropped so much. I think he was injured for a good part of when he was in the invasion. But like why was he not an invasion heavy? Because like he's just as
I
big
think
as
Paul,
fucking
I think
Bradshaw.
Paul Heyman.
Just didn't trust him.
No, I think Paul. No, Paul Heyman was a piece of shit and held it and tried to fuck him constantly. I think that's what it was.
He probably did get buried behind the scenes
I mean,
because
Paul.
he was
I
in the
mean,
corner with like he always had that shirt on and getting beat up by like I don't know the APA and you're like dude you're
the,
Mike Awesome.
the Laps fan broke down the contract that Heyman agreed to and what he got paid up until his departure from WCW. What Paul Heyman should be in jail for what he did to Mike Awesome in terms of what he agreed to pay Mike Awesome and what he did pay and how he treated Mike Awesome afterwards. He should be in fucking prison. That was one of the moments where I realized I do not like Paul Heyman. And
Yeah.
he and I don't know if you know this, but Mike Awesome is relatives with Hulk Hogan, and he called Hulk
Mm.
Hogan, and he said, "This is what's out of my money." And Hulk Hogan basically was like, "You got to come over here. Like he's not going to pay you the money he owes you, and you're being fucked, and you're the champ, and you shouldn't be fucked." And he made a
And
lot.
Hogan knew one thing, it was money.
He made a lot of promises that he couldn't fulfill to Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome had a family. What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
What is he supposed to do? And he really fucked him. He fucked a lot of people, Paul Heyman. But Mike Awesome's one of the top ones. And the way they vilified him, this guy was just trying to make a living. If he was a fucking plumber, and he went from one plumbing company to the next. No one would give a shit. But Heyman went out of his way to vilify him, and it makes me sick. So
And he did come back to do business and lose to Taz in that once in a lifetime match.
yes, and then Triple H beat Taz 'cause he's a bitch. All right, here we go.
Yes, but no, these two, I can't think of a bad. I'm sure you can find one that's not as good, but I can't think of a bad Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome match that I've seen.
When
So,
when Mike Austin wins the belt from Taz, it's
mhm.
a three-way match. That's even fucking fire. That's good. That's coming up in September of '99. So
That is the go-to. Something you can tell when Paul Heyman's like booking something, because when the champion gets eliminated, big spoilers, in the triple threat match, you're like, oh shit. That was the first time I saw that, and I was like, this is the smartest thing. And CM Punk wanted to do that for WrestleMania 29. He wanted to be a Cena Rock Punk, and he wanted to get eliminated first, and then have Cena versus Rock like finally duke it out. Although the crowd would have revolted, but that's what he wanted to have happen. But it's still one of the more creative endings that I've seen, where the champion goes out first, and you got to have a new champion, and you're like, oh shit. They don't do it that much, but I really love it when they do.
that would have been great. Yeah, it yeah, that would have been great. But fucking. But also like
I don't think it would have been great because people would have they would have thought that Vince screwed Punk over.
the
He,
way it all shaked out, I actually like Cena Rock 2 more than Cena Rock 1. I'm talking about the New Jersey Cena Rock match,
yeah,
and
yeah, I know.
also, um, I think Cena had two great matches in that era. His match with Punk on Raw, and then this Rock match. I think overall it was for the best. You know,
It worked out the way it was supposed to work out.
yes, and with Tony Khan being a bitch. Okay, here we go.
No, let's go.
This,
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna say something right now. This is one of the most. I think this next match is one of the most important matches of the '90s, and I also think this match is basically. I think a lot of old heads that I used to like read on the internet are now like AEW marks,
Mhm.
and they hate WWE, and they're just all about the indies and AEW. And I think this match, what in New Japan, they love New Japan. I think this match was their awakening. I think this match is what changed their perspective. I'm talking about Sabu and Rob Van Dam versus Shinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa. Hayabusa, in another reality, he is as big as Rey Mysterio in the States. Fantastic wrestler. This is the best Sabu match of all time. There's no better Sabu match. I'm sorry. It's over. It's the best match. This is the match where Rob Van Dam becomes our Rob Van Dam. I don't know. We've been following about Rob Van Dam. He's been getting boring chants and shit. People I think are finally getting him in this match. This is a terrific match. Joey Styles breaks down the importance of the two FMW guys and then credits Mike Johnson from PW Insider for giving him the research and then saying I got 18 hours of footage. Another touch that AEW could do when they bring in these New Japan guys. Um, this match is nonstop action. An incredible finish with the table spot. Hayabusa and when the table breaks, Hayabusa and Shinaki they do a great job of covering for it. It's non it's going. One of the best tag matches. I think the best tag match in ECW history. I think that when Sabu died, I know this is true because when Sabu died, a lot of the old heads said this. This match changed a lot of lives. This match
Mhm.
changed a lot of fandoms, and it's not just the best match on the show. I think it's besides the Hell in a Cell, it's the most important match in 1998. Terrific match. I can't say more. I can't phrase it more, but I think it really the path to AEW starts on this match.
Yeah, I mean, I will give it that credit. It is. I don't know if it's the best. I mean, I guess it could be the best match in
The
an
best tag.
EC tag match in ECW history. I know the Eliminators had some great matches as well. I don't know my Eliminators history.
Yeah,
Tell you
yeah.
that which one is which, but I'm sure Bully Ray would fight with you about it. But
Oh, Bully
uh,
Ray. You heard me say that. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Fuck
But
you.
no, to take Rob Sabu who's established, Rob Van Dam who's getting there, and this like you said, this is a turning point. He didn't even have Walk yet. I don't know what bullshit music he had. I forgot what he had.
Yeah,
But
because we're seeing these unedited, so it's a different song. Yeah.
yeah, no, it wasn't like anything that they added in, but it just wasn't like that Rob Van Dam that we know. But that take Jinsei Sensaki, who had a, for lack of a better word, disgraceful run as Hakushi. Especially the last time you watched him on the WWF, he was branded by JBL. And Hayabusa, who, if Vince McMahon saw him, God bless, God, thank God he didn't, because he would be Avatar.
Oh,
So,
well, I think like if Hayabusa was around now, I'm saying as a 30-year-old guy, not like an old man. If
yeah.
Hayabusa was around now, I fucking the merge WWE could make with this guy.
Oh, now, yeah.
He'd
There's
be
a
able to get them.
there's a new Hayabusa, and if he ever leaves Japan, I'm sure they would grab him and throw him in NXT or something.
So fucking good, bro. He's so fucking good, Hayabusa. This Hayabusa.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know anything about the new Hayabusa is like the new La Parka. I'm like, I don't really care, but you do what you got to do, buddy. Um, No, the match is just incredible. It is incredible. It is if you want to see if you need to watch one ECW match, they'll get that, oh, this is one that I would put on there. So, I don't have anything bad to say about it. You know, there's some botches, there's some stumbles, but that's
But
whatever.
that,
It only adds to it. Yeah, it's not like anything that's like derailing. It's just guys kind of going at it, and it's just a damn good match. And for two guys like Raven and Sabu, who you know, like I'm saying, one you respect, one you're just learning, and two guys who you're like cold on, this match gets everyone to their feet. And we don't really have matches like that anymore where you're like take NXT for example, they have all these speed guys and you watch them wrestle for 20 minutes and by the end of it you're like, these are my next guys. You don't have that anymore. This is like why I watch NXT. You don't really have that anymore. So this is definitely like a master class of a match that especially if you're a tag team, worth checking out.
yeah, it's worth check. It's really worth checking out. It's like I a couple years ago I tried to discover the origins of punk rock. Like
Hmm.
how it started, and Spotify. You got to use Spotify for music history if you're gonna pay for it. And I discovered the origin of punk rock. It's pretty fucking cool, and some of the original songs. And you can see the path from punk rock to where we are today. Um, this is like the beginning of wrestling punk rock. This match, I really do believe that.
Hmm.
And
In the States.
in the states, yeah,
Yeah.
and it I find a lot of these guys now annoying. I'm talking about the Dave Fix bands and a couple of the older guys, but I appreciate what this match did for them because
Hmm.
let's think about it. Let's think about it. Uh, they're getting ready to have a Jay Leno match in WCW. WWF storylines are fantastic, but that last pay per view was, and then you get a thing like this, and
Hmm.
like if you're a fucking pure in ring guy, this is gonna fucking change your life. And so good. I love this match. So good. So good.
Yeah.
This is a match that the WWE should put in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, they won't, but yes.
This is the next one.
There,
Um,
if it's not one of the marquees, Hogan Andre is the next one.
obviously that should go in. But I
Yes.
mean, like if there's only
Oh,
one,
you
if
would have hated Twitter. I mean, that's what Twitter loves to do now if they don't like something. Because someone they was like, "Oh, just these two old men body slamming each other. That's
the
not
fuck,
anything special."
if if
Like,
you
just a
listen, I
dumb
understand
kid.
I understand Hogan said a lot of heinous shit, but this match is why they can fuck up the Pat McAfee angle and still be in business for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Because this changed everything, this match. And like, fuck out of here. Like,
No,
obviously,
you know me. I don't like Hogan, but I'm not gonna take that away from him.
yeah, this match changed everything. This is how WrestleMania became. This is why Sandman can wrestle the Invisible Man at a fucking casino next week because of this match. All
That
right.
is next week. Ay, ay, ay.
So, all right. Up next, Another great match. Taz versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Um, Bam Bam, right in '98. Another guy. I'm watching this match. Is like how because Vince. Now that I know that Paul Heyman was actually Vince's lackey, how the fuck didn't Vince get fucking Paul Heyman on the phone and be like, I need this guy in WWF to be my corporate henchman against Austin. Bam Bam Bigelow in this match is just he's on top. He's fucking killing it. He is fucking killing it in this match. These two kill each other. He's making Taz look like $1 million. The finish. So in the first match, they go through the ring, and
Hmm.
then Bam Bam pins Taz. This time they go through the ramp, and then Taz gets Bam Bam to tap out. And then in one of my favorite moments ever in ECW, Taz is in the ring and you can see where Shane Douglas is, and they're just far enough that it makes sense that they're not beating the shit out of each other. And Taz is like, "Beat me if you can, survive if I let you." And Shane Douglas throws the monitor. He's freaking out because he knows he's fucked. He knows
Hmm.
he knows if Taz gets me, I'm over. It's over for me. He destroyed Bam Bam Bigelow. He's good. If he gets his hands on me, I'm fucked. His reaction is fantastic. Everyone here does a great job getting Taz over. It's fucking awesome. How they did not, and why I'm bringing this up is Triple H recently did Cody Rhodes' podcast, and on it
Hmm.
he claims that him and the Click told Vince not to fire Bam Bam. He's really fucking good. And Vince like, well, he was like, you guys, what does that matter? He's really fucking good. He's really fucking good. Okay, if he was so fucking good when Austin had no opponents, he had to fight Undertaker 14 months in a row. Why wasn't this fucking guy brought in? Because I know now, we all know now that Paul Heyman was the fucking star screen to Vince McMahon back then. This was all a fucking front. It wasn't real
Starcy's
promo.
getting a lot of love today.
I know. So why was he wasn't brought in because you don't like him, Triple H. That's why you had to go to WCW and fucking team with DDP. This fucking guy should have been brought in WWF and made a top guy. He's got it. He's it. He's the fucking man. I like this. Can you tell I like this match? I fucking like this match. What did you think?
Yeah. No, it was a really good match, really good showing for Taz. Bam Bam Bigelow's best outings in the 90s were definitely ECW. He goes to WCW, he does fine, but then kind of sticks in the hardcore division and it's
Yeah,
kind of it for him.
he starts so hot and then he just fades away.
Yeah, I mean, with all the NWO nonsense, you just kind of fall and get lost in the shuffle. Him being on the corporate side would have been perfect. I mean, I know they got the big boss man eventually, but that doesn't right.
Bam Bam is a better worker than him.
No, Bam Bam would have been way better. Austin Bam Bam would have been crazy. Undertaker Bam Bam, Mankind, Rock. You could have had a lot there, especially Bam Bam's size. Maybe a rejuvenated Vader. Because they were an incredible tag team in Japan, Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. You could have done a lot. I mean, with hindsight, you could have done a lot. I think whatever issue he had with the Click, whether it was Bam Bam who didn't want to go, or the Click not wanting him, or both, that definitely I think that played a factor. I didn't listen to the Triple H podcast, but you're never gonna find any Click member admitting fault into anything that they did. Maybe Sean Waltman, but I know Shawn Michaels just did one where he's like, "Oh, I had a good time with Bret Hart. Whatever Bret Hart said about me, he just says these things is not true. Like some wrestlers want to choose to be bitter. I choose to lead with happiness, and that's what winners can say when they write the story. You know,
Yeah,
they can say that. I used to work at Busted Open. I don't work. I mean, years ago. I don't work there anymore, and I'm cool with them now. But if I told the story now, I'm sure somebody would be like, well, that's just a bitter guy because he's not doing what we're doing right now. And that's not true. That's just kind of what my work experience was like.
yeah,
But they have this fan, and this isn't happening to me, but they have this fandom that who's gonna believe me that I had a bad time working with certain people who are no longer there with the company. Who's gonna believe me? You're gonna stand by your nation. You're gonna stand by your man, and that's just kind of what happens when winners get to write the stories. So I don't necessarily believe that the Click had no innocence with Bam Bam's departure. Especially because how do you go from main eventing WrestleMania to being gone like three? I mean, it's happened a few times, being gone months later without something fishy to happen.
fast. And that is fast.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it was a good match. I did like the Shane Douglas crash out, as the kids say. I was like, ECW breaking monitors, y'all don't got that money, but instead of going at it, and it just continues to build to this big story that's coming sooner than later.
Yes. All right. Up next, the worst match on the show, and it's not even that bad. That's the thing. Objectively, is this the worst match? Yes. It's not that bad. It is the Dudleys versus Tommy Dreamer, Sandman and Spike Dudley. They're trying to get revenge on Beulah. I forget that Beulah never comes back until ECW 2006,
Yeah.
One Night Stand. And
She
then,
come back. She comes back 2005 first. She does a
yeah,
spot in 2005. She has the match in 2006.
but until WWF, she never comes back, which
Yeah.
crazy to me. She's only really, and she's one of the most beautiful women ever in wrestling. But
Mm.
anyway, Tommy Dreamer cheated on her and dumped her because he's a great guy years later. Fuck him.
And
All right. So,
yeah.
I got to say that the Joe Gertner Dudley Boys entrance doesn't work, and I fucking hate it. It does not hold up.
So long.
And then Sandman holds up. Spike Dudley holds up for me. New Jack holds up. Tommy Dreamer, another fucking loser. I get why Heyman. I don't get why Heyman has hostility towards the ECW guys. I get Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer annoys me. Um, Match is fine. It's okay. I just think that in terms of Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray Dudley, they think they're way better than they ever were. They're low level mid at best. Uh, to me, this whole final segment doesn't pick up until New Jack comes back out, and he shows you how it's done when he saves everyone at the end of the match. Then they have their faces pose, which I think that's a great shot. That's a great
That is an awesome shot. It really
that is an
is.
awesome shot. I recently saw a clip with Darby Allin. Somebody said you people have compared you to Spike Dudley, and Darby Allin gets offensive and shits on Spike Dudley. And I want to
It's
say to him,
weird.
bro, Spike Dudley's better than you. Go fuck yourself. Um,
Why would he shit on Spike Dudley?
he's like, I'm a better technical wrestler than Spike Dudley. Spike Dudley was just
What?
Spike Dudley is really not a wrestler. I'm like, no, he knows how to wrestle, right? Well,
All right. I'm not gonna get too upset. I'm just like when I see Darby Allin, I'm like, oh boy, here comes some arm drags. No, you have established yourself as the dude who's gonna do the weird fucking thing. So I don't necessarily want to see you have a technical knockout drag down, which I'm sure you can do and do well. But what? Who's thinking word association, Darby Allin, technical wrestling? Come on now.
yeah, I didn't like the way he reacted. I would have said to him, you should give Spike Dudley a little bit more respect. I understand that you think you're a bigger deal. Spike Dudley was pretty good. He wasn't.
Yeah, Spike
Yeah,
Dudley had a great role that transcended not just ECW, but WWE. He was consistently over until even when they turned him to a heel. And he was like the guy in charge of the Dudleys, which is crazy. But he became like the boss, like little boss Spike Dudley. He just always had this kind of charisma to him where people wanted to root for him. That's why you were able to put tag titles on him with Taz in a cold tag division and to get people to give a shit. And Darby Allin's very over. I'm not denying how popular Darby Allin is. But again, I don't think of technical wrestling and Darby Allin. Danhausen is allegedly a good wrestler. I'm not thinking of Danhausen's technical moves when he comes out with the fucking paint and all this stuff.
my thing is show some fucking respect to Spike Dudley, all right? That's
Yeah, I
all.
don't. That's a weird shot. I don't understand that.
Don't be a fucking bitch, all right?
I'm not saying all of that, but I'm just saying I don't understand the shot. It doesn't seem like a very nice thing, especially for him to say about somebody who has taken bumps that have probably influenced you.
I just want you to know I've called the police on him, so
Well,
nothing guilty.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but overall, it's still really good. On another show, it'd be great. It's just that these guys can't hang with the rest of the card, especially Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer, who are the two idiots and losers.
I'm not saying
Um,
all that.
no, they are. So your thoughts on this match?
I mean, it's your plunder match on a show that was not as plundery. It's your plunder street fight match. And unfortunately, you already saw people getting the fight in the crowd with Taz, and you saw tables and stuff with Sabu and Rob Van Dam. But this one had that story to avenge Beulah. They did everything that they did, all the bells and whistles. And then, yes, the main part of it is New Jack coming out because that's what you wanted. Once you saw Jack Victory, especially, you're like, you want to hear that Natural Born Killers, which thankfully, the way we watch it now, we hear that instead of In the Ghetto, which is one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life. And
Oh
they
God, that
literally one
song.
of the literally one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life. But they come out and it's awesome. And then New Jack comes out, does his thing, and then we get the awesome pose of just like a defining moment of like ECW faces, baby faces of all different genres. So I think that's the key point of it, and a nice little send off to Beulah, who's not there anymore. You did mention Beulah's attractiveness. She is, yes, absolutely. Was one of the most beautiful women in wrestling history. And she's also very 90s hot. Like there's a very specific look that just does not exist anymore. I know younger kids I think try and emulate the 90s looks, but there's just an authentic 90s look that is just not there anymore. I think in the 90s she's in my head, but she is just such a pretty person, too pretty for wrestling. That's what she got out. And no, just
I'd love to see what she looks like now. She's vanished. I love to see what she looks like now.
it's
Here in the
popped
Hall,
up a few times.
here in the Hall.
Uh I mean, she looks like an old, her face is still there. She's like an older mom now,
Yeah.
which
Um,
nothing that obviously that's not bad. She just looks her age.
so I'm on Internet Archives. I'm looking at the WWE 1986 calendar catalog. Where it says catalog. I gotta say, Billy Jack Hayes has a fire T-shirt that I would buy right now, and the British Bulldogs have a fire T-shirt, and so do the Machines and the Dragon. The Machine shirt actually has Japanese writing on it, which I thought that we did
Mm.
not do back then. Some of these shirts in '86 were just they never reprint them. I would buy the Billy Jack Haynes shirt. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, but maybe I would buy it. I would buy the Billy Jack Haynes shirt. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And there's a Tom Hogan stuff. A lot of the Hogan stuff says American made. It doesn't say Hulk Hogan, by the way.
Yeah, I before everything, I had an American made shirt from Homage. Uh but I don't know where it
And
is anymore.
King Kong Bundy LJN, which I'm trying to find at Target. I need the King Kong Bundy LJN. It's very important for my life. So
I hope you find it. I don't know what the rights issues are with these shirts. If they just lose the license to the wrestlers, and they can't make these shirts anymore. But if you can, I would just make these old ass shirts again.
the whole '86 catalog I would recreate on WWE Shop. The Jake the
Yeah.
Snake shirt. There's so many. There
Even
that
if it's like limited run and you have to like people have to they tried that, it didn't really work. They had these shirts that you could buy limited run. Like if you want a special iconic shirt or a special Roman shirt that you like made to order and then they like kind of phase it out.
yeah. So I mean, at
Also
the
the
end of
designs have to look good, but
yeah,
that's a
at the
different
end of the
story.
day, I would have to say it's your fault.
It's not my fault. I don't design.
So anyway, I'm gonna say this: fantastic show. Go out of your way to find it. It's places you have to find it, right?
Yeah, no, it's a perfect time capsule of ECW. So definitely go out of your way to find this one and watch it if you are craving or want to know what ECW is about. This is one of those shows.
I think this is a great show. It's an important show. It's an important show. If you want to know why men my age are virgins, it's because they saw this show. So there you go.
It was either
All
that
right.
or sex, and they chose Jinsei Sensaki.
Next week, our next episode is going to drop early because we're going to make this the WrestleMania preview episode. So we have a lot to talk about. We'll talk about that next week. It's Road Wild '98, Jay Leno and DDP versus Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. In 2 weeks,
Yay.
we'll be reacting to WrestleMania when it's SummerSlam '98 featuring Steve Austin versus Undertaker. In 3 weeks, it's Fall Brawl '98 featuring NWO Hollywood versus NWO Wolfpack versus Team WCW in War Games. And then in 4 weeks, it's Breakdown '98 featuring Steve Austin versus Kane and Undertaker. What do you think? What are you excited for?
I'm excited to preview and break down WrestleMania.
Yes, that'll be next week.
Yes.
And also Jay Leno will be here.
Yay. All right. Everyone's favorite.
He does spots all over town right now to this day.
Yeah. He's still working.
Yeah, we should have him on. We should be like, we demand that you tell us
I
why.
mean, you're the one in LA. Why not? Hit him
I'm
up.
gonna go fucking tackle him. Be like, let's fucking go.
Hit him up. Be like, hey man, we want to talk about this. If you can get 5 minutes of Jay Leno, 2 minutes even of Jay Leno talking about that match, put it on the
That'd be great.
podcast. I
That
don't know
would
if you
be.
guys are in the same rooms. Not in an
No,
insult
I
way,
think
but like,
he's at Flappers all the time. Flappers is
yeah.
like. All
This
right, guys. Kyle, what do you have to plug before we get out of here?
Character Select Comedy's back May 2nd at the stand. Tickets are up and available, so please go check that out. And support everybody, as Pratik says, support these guys and the podcast, and that's it.
And as for the Goots, your best friend, the Goots, just please follow the podcast, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, and follow me, Ray Goots Comedy, on TikTok. That's the show. We will see you next week. We're gonna drop it early, and we're gonna be covering WrestleMania and also Jay Leno becoming the best wrestler since Will Ospreay at Road Wild '98. We'll see you then. Thank you.